And good morning and welcome to VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on October the 3rd, Monday, October the 3rd. It's a new month. Morning, Ollie. We've got you this morning, Ollie. We've lost Paul somehow. Maybe we lost him in Cornwall. I don't know. Maybe he never got back. Who knows? You heard from him, Ollie?
I haven't, no. We'll be on the hunt as soon as we finish recording.
If anybody out there has seen Paul, please let us know. Last seen leaving Falmouth for the Hemerdon mine of Tungsten West and then going on to Exeter, we believe. He's lost. Someone please find him. Anyway, Ollie, I hope you had a good trip back from Cornwall.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Quite heavy traffic.
Oh, come on, Ollie. You were sitting there. You were sitting in your car, not believing you had just beaten me at golf and got an eagle on the fourth hole. By the way, listeners, Ollie actually played an amazing round of golf around Trevose on Friday morning. So well done, Ollie.
Thanks very much.
It was pretty good. I also know it's October 3rd. My son ran the London Marathon yesterday in 3 hours 32 and has raised about £7,000 to the Royal Marsden Hospital. So well done to my son, Alex.
Yeah, amazing. Fantastic.
Anyway, turning to mining, I don't think there's a lot of news out. If you've got some, do say, Ollie, but if not, we'll just talk about maybe what we learned down in Cornwall.
There was an announcement out from Clean Tech Lithium. I think that's the only thing worth covering this morning. They made an announcement of, I think, their second project, the Francisco Basin. So they've declared a resource of about 500,000 tons of lithium carbonate equivalent. So that's at a grade of 305 milligrams per litre of lithium, which is sort of middle to low end of the global range of lithium grades in brine salars. But I think that's pretty much sort of where market would expect it to be based on the information that was released previously, but it's still a significant project, and they've been with DLE far greater successes in terms of progress and valuation. Like Lake is I think 100 to 200 milligrams per litre, so it's not necessarily going to hold it up, particularly with the higher recoveries you should get from DLE, and they'll be moving on to a scoping study, which I think is 20,000 tons per year for this project, moving ahead towards start that in Q4.
Yeah, obviously it was floated back at the end of in March this year, and it had a real spike up actually a few months ago to sort of 60p. It's now back at 44p. As you pointed out, it's still quite early stage in terms of all the lithium stocks. I mean, the lithium carbonate as a price is still going higher. Lithium stocks are sort of have broken away a little bit. I think one of the reasons for that is that a lot of lithium stocks are listed on the Shenzhen market. Of course, the Shenzhen market has been falling very rapidly because a lot of them are owned by Chinese, the big ones. And I think that's had an impact across a lot of lithium stocks. They're not following the underlying commodity at all. And also on clean tech, the FD is a very good friend of ours, Gordon Steen. So we'll always say nice things about him. He's a good guy.
Yep, no, that's done well since IPO, somewhere above the listing price. So that's a pretty good result for an IPO in the last 12 months.
Yeah. Now, so if that's all the news, let's have a quick roundup about what we'll both give our quick comment, shall we, on what we found fascinating about the Cornish Mining Conference and what we saw down in Cornwall. I'll let you go first on it, then I'll give you my thoughts.
Well, firstly, it was packed. I think there were 160 odd people there. So the venue was at capacity, which, that's always a good starting point. There was a whole range of people there. I think we were fairly familiar with all the stories of the companies that were presenting, though, but good to see that Cornish Tin announced some drill results actually at the conference and announced a new tin discovery in Cornwall, next to their land package next to the old Wheel of Ore mine. which just shows you don't need to do much drilling to find good results in Cornwall, given how little modern drilling's been done down there. And all these sort of successes will help the other players as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean that drill result actually was Cornish tin, but actually I believe went slightly into Godolphin Exploration's land package, was right alongside it. So actually, in a way, it was a free discovery for Godolphin Exploration, wasn't it?
Well, I think we need to check the maps, but yeah, quite possibly. I'm sure it'll add to their target list.
And I mean, talking about tin, I mean, there is clearly a vast amount of tin still to be mined down in Cornwall. I think it's the most exciting thing about the mining industry at the moment. The tin price, of course, has come back down from its highs of sort of 45,000 back down to sort of 20,000. It really had quite a fall back, and so a lot of people think the shine on tin, should we say, has come off. But I have to say, my view is that there is still this supply demand issue in tin that isn't going to get at all better over the coming years. And tin, of course, is highly price elastic, because if you're building a battery into your EV or a battery or your iPhone, it's the solder, and it's only a few cents, and so it doesn't matter if the tin price doubles or triples. So I mean, I think $100,000, so that's up fivefold from today, is still possible. And I mean, if that happened, these Cornish mining companies are worth an absolute fortune. I think the other thing that came across to me during the day was there was actually a lot more government people down there. I spoke to a lot of people involved there, so that was really good to see. And also, I think the general feeling talking around was that there's the opportunity for a lot more cooperation or consolidation to make really, one or two big major players, maybe one big production player and one big exploration player. Never easy to achieve this because of prices and egos, but I think that's something we should be looking out for going forward in the future.
Yeah, no, it was good to see so many government people there. I think they've got a lot to do in terms of education, to learn what the industry needs and how it actually works and gets funded, before we get too much sort of substantial policy, because chances are it could be the wrong thing if it's rolled out too quickly, before it gets a proper grasp of the industry and how it works. Is very different to everything that's already in the UK, I think.
We certainly wouldn't want to see the government doing a U-turn, would we, Ollie, like they have this morning on the 45p tax rate. Anyway, enough of politics. We don't want to go to politics on this podcast. That's probably about it, isn't it, Ollie?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right, we'll call it a day there and hope that we found Paul tomorrow.
Exactly.
All right.
Thanks, Andrew.